Hi, welcome back to Miss Cardenas classroom. Today, boys and girls, we will be doing an interactive read aloud on Grumpycorn. But before we get started with the read aloud, I'm gonna go ahead and tell you what exactly we're gonna be doing as we're reading the book. So today, our skill is to identify key details, making inferences, and story themes. So what's the purpose? Why are we doing this? Well, we're going to be doing this because we're going to be using details from the story to make inferences about the characters and the story theme. Okay, so as you know, we use this in the classroom, and this is our classroom now. So we're going to be making inferences. So let's remember what that is. That's when author of books don't tell us everything about the characters and events. Readers, we have to use clues. We have to use our own knowledge to figure out what are they trying to tell us. And that is called making an inference. So it's using the clues, it's using our knowledge to make an idea, to think of something. And remember, these are our thinking stems. We use I can infer, we use this could mean, perhaps, maybe, I think, probably. And then today we're also going to be doing finding key details. Now, when we make inferences, we have to look at the details in the story. And these are important parts of the story. It's what is it mostly about? Who is in the story? What happens in the story? Beginning, middle, end? Where does it take place? And these are our thinking stems for key details. What is the story about? How do I know? That's where we use details. Who are the characters? Who's in the story? What happens in the story? And how do you know? Again, we're going to be using details. We're going to be making inferences. Where does the story take place? And what is the theme? Remember, the theme is, why do we think the author writes the story? What's the lesson? What's the message? What's the theme of the whole story? So today we're going to be reading Grumpycorn. And for this read aloud today, we are going to be doing turn and talk. And I know that we're not in our classroom and we're not with our friends. So what I want you to do today is I want you to get your favorite stuffed animal, your favorite toy. Okay, so go ahead and pause the video, pause it right now, and go get your toy. So we're back, boys and girls. Remember, today I'm going to be using Unicorn as my turn and talk partner. And I also have Mermaid. So I hope that you grabbed your favorite friend so we can go ahead and do turn and talks today, okay? So we're gonna be reading Grumpycorn. Again, this is our interactive read aloud, and remember our skill. We're gonna identify key details, we're gonna make inferences, and we're also gonna be looking at the theme of the story today. Grumpycorn by Sarah McIntyre. So just by the title, what inference can we make? What can you infer? What do you think? Based on the title, let's look at the details. Let's look at the pictures. What do we think this book is going to be about already? Let's think. I'm going to do a turn and talk. Hi, Unicorn. What do you think Grumpycorn is going to be about? Yeah, maybe a unicorn that's a little grumpy, a little upset. I think I agree with him. Let's see. Let's read to find out. Grumpycorn. Unicorn was sitting in his special writing house. I'm going to write the most fabulous story in the world, he thought. This made him feel very pleased with himself. He already liked being a writer. So let's look at all the details, boys and girls. Does he look prepared? Let's look. Let's see what I see. I see a desk. I see a notebook. I see pencils. What do you think, Unicorn? Does the unicorn look prepared? Yeah, I agree with you. I think he looks prepared. He's ready to write. But Unicorn didn't know where to begin his story. I need my special fluffy pen, he said. He went and got his special fluffy pen, but he didn't know what to write. I need a cup of my special moonberry tea, he said. Then I will be able to write my story. He went and made himself a cup of his special moonberry tea. And Unicorn sat at his desk wondering what to write in his special fancy notebook. He sighed. I wish I had an idea. I wish an idea would come knocking at my door. So what's happening now? Is Unicorn writing? Or is he having trouble coming up with an idea? I want you to think about that and I want you to make an inference. Okay, so let's think and then I'm gonna do a turn and talk. Let me think. You know what, Unicorn? I think he's having trouble. I think he hasn't come up with an idea. What do you think? You think that too? Yeah, because look, he's not writing. He's prepared, but he's not writing yet. Let's see what happens. But Narwhal knocked instead. What are you doing, Unicorn? I am busy writing the most fabulous story in the world, said Unicorn. Wow, said Narwhal. Can I be in your story? Don't be silly, said Unicorn. No one wants to read a story about a narwhal. Narwhals are very boring. There will be no narwhals in my story. Oh, said Narwhal. He swam sadly away. Doesn't seem very happy. He's sad. Mermaid, guess what? Said Narwhal. Unicorn is writing the most fabulous story in the world. Mermaid looked impressed. She swam off to visit Unicorn. Hello, Unicorn, she said. How is your story coming along? Very badly, said Unicorn. I am waiting for my moment of genius. And I do not have any cookies. My genius ideas will only come to me if I can get some cookies to eat. Mermaid had an idea. If I bake you cookies, can I be in your story? Unicorn thought for a moment. Maybe, but only if the cookies make me feel inspired. That's a big word, inspired. What do you think inspired means? Let's think. We can use making inferences. We can think, well, let's see. He can't come up with an idea, but he's saying that maybe if he has cookies, he can become inspired. Maybe that means that he can come up with a what? Idea. I agree. I think inspired means something that's gonna make him write. Mermaid swam back to her submarine to bake her famous starfish cookies. Narwhal helped. He loved licking the bowl. So look at the mermaid. She baked all these star cookies for Unicorn. What do you think is gonna happen next? Think about it. Maybe a little turn and talk with your favorite animal. And this time I'm gonna use mermaid. Mermaid, what do you think? Do you think that Unicorn's gonna love your cookies? Oh, she thinks that Unicorn's gonna love her cookies. Let's see, Mermaid. Mermaid brought the cookies to Unicorn. Now I can be in your story, she asked. Look at her. How does she look? Look at her face. Let's look at the details. Let's really look at the details. What do you see? She's smiling. She's giving them the cookies. How do you think she feels right now? How do you think she feels? I think she feels happy. I agree with you. I think she feels happy. Unicorn took a bite and looked thoughtful. He ate the whole plate of cookies and kept looking thoughtfully. He's eating, he's eating. No, said Unicorn, I'm afraid you can't be in my story. They were very good cookies, but they did not inspire me. Wow. Do you think Unicorn is being nice to the mermaid? What do you think? And let's look at the details. Did he eat all the cookies? So do you think the cookies were good? I think they were good. And how do you think she feels now? Because he told her that the cookies did not inspire him. How do you think she feels now? Look at her face. Look at her face here. Let's look at the details. very happy. Look at her face here. No, she has a frown. Do you think she's happy? Mermaid swam away in a huff. What's wrong? Mermaid asked Jellyfish. Unicorn is writing the most fabulous story in the world. She sniffed, but he won't let me be in it. My cookies were not inspired enough. Maybe I'm it. Maybe I'm in it, said Jellyfish. Everyone loves Jellyfish. She wiggled with excitement and swam off to visit Unicorn. So what do you think's gonna happen now? Let's turn and talk. I'm gonna turn and talk with my mermaid. Mermaid, I think that Jellyfish is gonna go visit Unicorn. What do you think? Yeah, you agree with me? Okay, let's see. Hello, Unicorn, said Jellyfish. Have you finished your fabulous story yet? I can't wait to read it. Is there a jellyfish in it? Why don't you let me be in your story? I will be the most brave jellyfish and go into space and discover fantastic alien jellyfish and... No! Howled Unicorn, I can't get any ideas because everyone keeps bothering me. You are all very silly and annoying, and I don't want to write this story anymore. Oh, what a Grumpycorn, said Jellyfish. Unicorn threw his fluffy pen, he threw his notebook and his teacup into the sea. Wow. How is Unicorn acting? How is he acting? Look at him. Look at the details. He's screaming and yelling. And then what does Jellyfish call him? Grumpycorn. Why? Why is Jellyfish calling him Grumpycorn? Let's turn and talk. Well, I think Jellyfish is calling Unicorn Grumpycorn because the way he's acting, he's yelling, he's mad, he throws a big tantrum and he throws his pen and notebook in the sea. I think that's why he called him a Grumpycorn. They sank down and drifted on the ocean currents. Look, said Mermaid, it's the most fabulous story in the world. Yippee, let's read it, said Narwhal. Oh, they're so happy they want to read the story. The friends gathered around to read Unicorn's story, but Unicorn had not written a single word. Poor Grumpycorn, said Mermaid. I wish we could help. I have an idea, said Narwhal. Once upon a time, a unicorn tried to write the most fabulous story in the world. He was visited by a world-famous baker, said Mermaid, and the bravest jellyfish in the ocean, said Jellyfish, and the cleverest narwhal in the whole universe, agreed Narwhal. So boys and girls, what are his friends doing? Let's think. Based on the details in the story, based on what we see and what we think, what are they doing? I think they're writing the story for him. They're helping him. Let's see. A few hours later, Unicorn arrived with a big flat box. I tried to write a fabulous story, he said, but I was not a very fabulous friend. But I am fabulous at ordering pizza. I brought this to say I'm sorry. That looks like very inspiring pizza, said Narwhal. And you are just in time. So did Unicorn feel bad about how the way he treated his friends? Did Unicorn feel bad? What do you think? I think he felt bad. And what details from the story help me figure that out? Well, he comes with his friends and he comes with a box of pizza. And he tells them that he's sorry about the way he was acting. And he tells them that he was not being a fabulous friend. Do you think that his friends are going to forgive him? What do you think? I'm gonna turn and talk to Unicorn. Unicorn, I think his friends are gonna forget him. What do you think? You think so too? I agree with you. Let's see. To help us finish the most amazing, clever, fabulous, and funny story in the world. Wow, so look at Unicorn. He starts helping them finish the story. So, boys and girls, now that we read Grumpycorn, okay? And we talked about why we thought the title Grumpycorn was. In the beginning, right? We looked at our details, we looked at our picture, and it's the way he's what? It's the way he's sitting, his demeanor. He doesn't look very happy. So then, remember what animal in the ocean called him Grumpycorn? Who remembers? I want you to go ahead and do a turn and talk with your favorite stuffed animal. You know what, Unicorn? I remember. You remember too? Let's wait. Who do you think it was, boys and girls? It was the jellyfish. Do we agree? Yes, it was the jellyfish that called him Grumpycorn. And do you remember the reason why he called him a Grumpycorn? Because he threw his stuff in the water. He blamed everyone else because he couldn't write the most fabulous story in the world, right? So let's read our questions. Okay, we have a few questions for Grumpycorn. We have, how does the unicorn feel? Well, in the beginning of the story, he felt pretty good, right? He was prepared, he was ready to write. And then in the middle of the story, he kind of feels upset, right? He's blaming his friends because he can't write. But then at the end of the story, he thinks about the way he was acting with his friends, and he thinks about how he was not being a fabulous friend, right? And then he goes and he takes them a pizza and says, I'm sorry. And how do the characters feel? Think about that. Well, all his friends want to be what? They want to be a part of his fabulous story. And they all go and they all want to help him, but he doesn't let them write. But at the end, who helps write the story? His friends. So his friends, the characters, don't feel good in the beginning. Unicorn is making them upset and sad. But at the end, they forgive him, right? And they all write the story together. And what happens at the end of the story? What happens at the end of the story? Turn and talk. Let's see. What happens at the end of the story, Mermaid and Unicorn? Yes! Unicorn comes, brings them a box of pizza. They finish the most fabulous story in the world. And they're all friends. I agree with you. Yeah, so what happens at the end? At the end, they all come together and they become friends, and they all help Unicorn write the most fabulous story in the world. And what is the theme? So let's think about this. Why do we think the author wrote this story? What do you think the message is in this story? What do you think he's trying to teach us, or he's just trying to show us with the different details in this story, Grumpycorn? So let's think about that. I want you to do a turn and talk. And I want you to think, what is the theme of Grumpycorn? Let's see, I'm gonna do a turn and talk with Unicorn. He's Unicorn now, he's not Grumpycorn anymore. Right, Unicorn? Yeah, you know what? Unicorn said that the theme is maybe you need to treat your friends how you want to be treated. Maybe you should be nice to everybody. Treat them nice and they'll be nice to you. Yeah, I agree. I think that's maybe one of the themes, right? That you should always be nice to your friends. You should treat them kindly and respect them. Yeah, I think that's a good thing for this story. Okay, boys and girls, so again, our skill today was identifying key details from the story. We were looking at the story and answering, questions about what we thought about the story. We made inferences. Okay, remember inferences? We inferred, we thought, okay, based on the clues from the story. And then we also talked about the story theme, what the story, what we thought the theme was, or why the author decided to write the story. So I hope you enjoyed today's interactive read aloud with Mrs. Cárdenas. Again, we did Grumpycorn. And I also hope that you enjoyed having our friends today with us, doing our turn and talks. Okay, say bye, unicorn. Say bye, mermaid. Bye, boys and girls. See you soon.